This is the 27th of April?
Yes.
Thursday.
Yes.
All right. Well, I'm going to go up in there for a while.
Okay.
And I'll give you a call.
Okay.
Love you. Keep your eyes open. Looks like it might rain. Hello. No. Hi, this is Julie of your home security promotion. I get them crazy calls all the time, even when I'm out in the woods. Oh, just wanted you to see the size of this old tree here out at Woods Run. I want to adjust the camera just a little bit. Hang on till I adjust you here just a little bit. Yeah, this tree right here. Oh wow, must have been 20-some years ago. I had my little granddaughter up here. We was taking a walk out through the woods. The whole family was there. Samantha was her name. There was a hole on the other side of the tree like there is on this side. And she was so little, I don't know, a couple years old or maybe 3, 4. And I picked her up, let her lay on my arm, got her by the seat of the pants and picked her up like this and held her. I said, look down in there and see if you can see Winnie the Pooh. And she started kicking. She thought I tipped her up to slide her down in the hole. Oh my. She never let me live that one down. Like that hole. But I'm 5'11". Give you an idea about this tree. And I believe it's a big old maple tree. I'm going to go on out through the woods here just to see if there's any evidence of any forest people in here stacking things up, making glyphs or some other kind of constructs. Let's go see. It does look like there's a rainstorm coming. I hope I'm not driven out of the woods prematurely here. Oh, this looks like a yellow jacket flying around. That old stump. Sure don't want to mess with any of them. Now this old thing's been laying here a while. You can see leaves all up against it, and it's dead. But there's a bow that somehow got under it. And here's the other end of it. And it's got leaves on it. Oh. So the old log got on top of the little new tree somehow. I suppose that happened. Lift and tuck maybe, huh? Look up there's a couple things leaned up against that tree. Bark peeled off. That one standing out there. Mayaples coming up everywhere. And this old ash trying to shed its bark because it's getting attacked by that emerald boar beetle. That is really something. There's some kind of a, well, that looks like a small Luna moth right there. Yeah, this is small. Couple tree leans right here. Look how long that's been lying there. Wow. That thing is almost melted back into the earth. Yet this limb right here, this end of it is picked up and tucked in there. Just far enough to hold it. And then on this side, oh, that's one of them A's, or partial triangle, or the beginning of a TP. Means something to someone. Boy, this last week in April really starts to bring wildflowers out. The base of this tree, see them? Both of them trees are still growing. They've been brought up to connected to the side of a third tree. There's a big lean down there. Now that could have just fallen over, leaned up against that other tree. Big one out there. Well, I'll get up over here. There's an old dead tree leaned up against a growing beech tree with the big end up. Now at the tree bend, And there's another one. Just now starting to rain a little bit. I can hear some crows off in the distance. Tree lean out there. Can't quite tell what it's lying up against. Something's been scratching here. I am afraid I'm probably going to be pushed out of the woods if it starts raining. Oh, there's a radical old bend right there. And there's another one up there. Old tree bend. What do you call that, an asterisk? There's a little tree bend. It's starting to drizzle just a little bit more now. And I'm up on top of the ridge, just above the pistol shooting range, where the state game protectors and deputies practice with their pistols. And the public's rifle range and pistol range are just down the road, maybe a quarter of a mile from here, maybe a little less. Be a lot easier for me to walk down there, but oh wow, I can see the buildings now, the tops of them, and heck, if I go down there, I could get Vivian to come when I'm ready to go, but she'd have to pull into that range, and I don't think they want you doing that. They probably have the gate closed. There's some old sticks leaned up through the forks in that still growing tree. If you can see any white down through there, that's the roof. Some of the roofs of the Game Commission's buildings. I'll avoid that area. No sense causing any trouble. Well, there's something that would catch your attention if you were looking for a little bow in the woods. Nice little portal, maybe. maybe if you was looking for an X, there'd be one. There's a young little tree pinned down by an older one. Now the older one should have been on the ground first, and yet it's got the younger one pinned down. Not only that, it's got two of them. So it's almost like those trees wouldn't bend over and stay in place while that had fallen out of another tree. It's almost like they had to be held down, and then that old one placed on them by somebody or something that saw that it was constructed that way. Look at that. there, when I see big old dead things like that falling over, lying up against the next one, it just looks natural to me. It's about time for it to die. The bark on it looks like it's been an ash tree that was infested with a beetle, the borer, and it got caught just falling over. And so does that one. Look, it fell down and it had so many limbs on the top, they got caught on that tree as they were dropping past it. And the same with this one. Look at that. All those limbs fell on that straight one and got caught. But I would expect that. That would be the normal thing to happen. However, you get into woods where there's other kinds of activity, not just natural things. When you see that activity, it makes you stop and look. You figure out, you're looking at it and you say, now how could that possibly have happened? Now, some of the things that would make you feel that way would be some old dead thing that wasn't standing because there's no stump or anything around it anywhere. But you can tell it was lying on the ground for a long time, picked up and leaned up against a tree. Or if you find something leaned up against a tree and it's upside down, it's got the big part up, that's not natural. Some things indicate that they had to be carried in there and hung up that way. You just don't expect stuff to end up falling like that. That's what I'm talking about. Them abnormal, unusual things that when you see them, they obviously needed some assistance to end up like that. I see a lot of things leaning up right in this area where I'm at. And I don't think any of these ones needed assistance. They just fell that way. Now there's something that grew up out of the ground and at some point got bent over. Well, I just heard a limb snap out to my left out here. Yeah, I was just walking down that other way over there behind where I'm at now. And I heard a pretty good sized old dead limb snap. And I heard it over in this direction. I don't really see anything. Well, the rain didn't show up. I don't think I had my GoPro on all the time I was looking for that noise. I set it up on a log there, and I don't think I fully got it turned on. Anyway, it didn't rain yet, but it may. It still acts like it. Whoops, I'm heading over in the direction where I heard that limb snap. Just to see what's over in here. I'm afraid it's going to get noisy if it gets too windy. There's another bow right here. Now that tree is living. It's got leaves on it coming out this spring. Looks like a crab apple. Look at it. Young. Normally it would have grown straight up through the open space in the sky there, but for some reason, somehow, it got brought down beside this shagbark hickory. And this very old piece of wood, look, it's caught under it just enough to hold it down. Huh. Isn't that amazing? And that tree up there has that really old big one on top of it, holding it down. Wow. I can't figure out how that could have happened right there. All by itself, I mean. I bet there's been gray foxes walk out this old log. Gray foxes act like they're about half cat, you know. They're not like the reds. Grays will climb trees. Too windy. Everything okay with you, Viv? Well, this is the area where I heard some activity over here. Limbs breaking, I think. A little more grown up over here, undercover, because the trees are smaller and more light gets in here, and you know that causes the grass and briars to grow. A lot of May apples right here. Now there's a bend, an old one, while that tree was yet young. Look at that big old shagbark hickory. Look how old that thing is. And yet this tree here is underneath it. And look, it's ready to melt back in the ground. Got moss on the other end of it. Walking down through the area where I heard the limb crack. Well, there is a rainbow portal right there. How do you like that? Down out here. There's Woods Run Road out there. Stop sign for Gerard's Fort Road. Yeah. Hope everything's okay with Vivian setting up along the road there. I guess I'm always worrying about something developing around her while I'm gone. I'll find out here in a minute. Ought to be able to see me from way up there right after this curve, unless that little rise drops down over just far enough that it puts her vehicle out of sight. And it looks like it does. That means I gotta walk to the top of the hill. All right. Out of sight of the stop sign. Still don't see the escape yet. She should be up there on the left-hand side, out maybe 300 yards or so. There she be. Way up there on top of that other rise. See that? Let's see how long it takes her to notice there's somebody down here walking. I'm just going to see. Oh. Come on, Viv. Look down here. Come on. Well, I wonder if my iPhone will get her attention again. Come on, Vivian. Well, it looks like I saw her iPhone light come on. What's the matter? I'll put the strobe on. So there she comes. Ooh. Yep. There she comes. Somebody in there with you? You look like you was running off the road and your strobe lights.
Look at a teepee down in there.
Your what?
I stopped to look at a teepee down in there.
Your light's still on.
What light?
Your
I shut that damn thing
no, you got on, off, and strobe. You have to go back to that application and push the off button. Hey, thanks, Viv.
off. Uh-huh.
How'd it go?
Good.
I couldn't get through to you by text or by phone. You were just far enough up there. I had 2 towers. You must not have had any.
I didn't. I had 1. There's your message. Everything okay? Getting these messages?
Look, you come out here just 1/8 of a mile. You want to drive home?
No.
You come out just 1/8 of a mile more, and your phone loaded up with the messages.
I kept looking.
Yeah, it's just, you need that open?
I got locked out. Did you make them, or did you hear the 3 distinct knocks when you went up in there?
Your light's on.
Damn it.
You have to push off. Push that app and get it on. You got it there, ain't it?
No. It's music or something.
Get that app back up. You know where it's at?
It should be right there. It should be on the bottom here.
Maybe it's on the next page. No, the other way maybe. See that light on the bottom? No, you don't have one? Yeah, there's a light there somewhere. Your application, you got to push it again to make your flashlight come on.
The place I got it before was I pushed up like this, and that comes up now.
What was that? Viv Rockwell. You want me to come get you? Just came in on my text message. Yeah, would you come down?
Yeah, sure.
Okay. Oh my.
There's the light.
Well,
Yeah, did you hear 2 breaks? Pretty big ones.
yeah, I heard one down here just 20 minutes ago. I didn't hear any up there.
Well, there was 2. One, and I waited. It started sprinkling again. Stopped. The sun came out, and I heard another one, and they weren't little breaks.
Really?
It was something big. And I heard 3 distinct knocks when you went up in there.
Well, from time to time, it was so windy that I didn't think that the audio would be very good, and so I couldn't even hardly hear, you know.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Get that
do you know
to
which
come on.
one of them? I'm gonna shut this off.
No, it's